So I am currently grinding up some netherrack, and yes, this makes an awful noise, but I also seen this pop up in chat. Stars are starting to rain from the sky. So I need to place my water bucket, and we need to go down to ground. Well, maybe. Or we need to stand on top of here, because I am hearing these hit everywhere. So they're definitely going faster, and it gets us these fallen stars, which we really need. So yeah, we probably need to make the plunge and head down and see if we can't find where these are landing. I think they light up the ground a little bit when they hit the ground. So I did see one land over here. Oh, you can see the particles right there. So maybe, oh, get out of here. Of course, we're going to have to encounter mobs because it's nighttime. And not all the mobs are very friendly. Here we are. Yeah, this is actually was probably not a great idea. Now that I think about it, it was probably not the best idea. All right, I just need to get to the star. All right, leave me alone. All right, because these stars are actually pretty important for just about everything. So making sure we have them is a good thing. All right, let's go around this guy. Go all the way this way. Just to avoid these guys. All right, I need to pick up a couple blocks here. I did forget, I think, to bring, yeah, I forgot to bring some blocks. All right, so yeah, I'm just kind of watching out for the stars. Oh, there's one right here. Yeah. So these, the more I can pick up, the better off we're going to be later on. All right, so bad idea, but I think I'm going to end up dying. I hope not. I'm on the verge of death. I think I have things after me. Whew, spiders. Okay. I think I can handle some spiders, but it's the yeah, it's the other things that I can't handle. Oh man, those flaming skeletons, these guys. Oh man, those are the worst. Those guys, you don't want to play around with them. Even with the shield doesn't help. You still get set on fire. Okay, so I think I grabbed enough stars for now. I definitely have a few, and I think some stars might even be on our rooftop. Oh, it scares me every time I come up here. The sound is just awful. So yeah, I think we might have some stars up here. Do we? No, it doesn't seem like we do. So, anyways, all I can do is kind of wait. I think I'm going to wait through this night just to see if we do get any stars that do spawn in here again. But having 5, not bad. So we need to start getting into more Better with Mods stuff. And I have kind of a list here of things we're going to need. And to get started with, a turntable is definitely going to be an item we need. I think I have most of the things for a turntable, but why do I need a turntable? Well, we're going to use that for a filtered hopper because all of this is going to get us to a hibachi, and the hibachi is going to allow us to do stoked flames. So underneath here, we have this, which is going to get us, we need 8 hellfire dust to make a concentrated hellfire. To do this, we might as well go ahead and make ourselves some urns while we're at it, so that way we can turn them into soul urns, because we're going to need soul urns later on. So we might as well do this all in the same process instead of just doing it like this. But with this, you can do 8 at a time and drop them in with a filter hopper with the soul sand in it, and we'll get this and also get us our soul urn as well. So we might as well do that. To get a urn, though, we do need a turntable. So I should probably make some of that. This is actually not very difficult at all. Like, getting some of this stuff done, it just, you know, it takes a little bit of time to grind up, and also listen to the awful noise that it makes to make ground netherrack. Oh my gosh, is that the worst sound ever? Just constant gas just snarling at you. It's just awful. But we can do other things. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and grab some wood, because with this running, which is off, I'll go ahead and turn it on. It's gonna get really loud. We can go ahead, break these up because we need those. Make ourselves a turntable, and the turntable is awesome. We're ready to go. So we can place a turntable right here. There we go, just like that. And this is actually going to turn a block. Let's get a good example of a block here. I mean, I could put clay on it, but that's not a good example, is it? Just place this. This is a great example here of it turning a block. And then we can change these settings. If we have an open hand, we can make it slower. This is actually really, really useful, though. You'd be surprised at how useful that actually is, that feature. Being able to slow it down means we can turn it into a timer later on, which is honestly one of the best things you can do with these gears. And all of this is still being powered off one windmill. I mean, it's just how this mod works. So yeah, we need to turn this and get this going. We need to get an urn up there. So I'm going to go ahead and build myself a little bit of a platform to stand on. And what we need to do is grab some clay. Let me go ahead. I think I have clay laying around over here. And we need to make a couple of clay pots. So this right here on the turntable can be made into a few different things. We have an unfired crucible. I think the urns are also on that list. The urn, unfired, as you can see, comes from that, and that. So you can make pots and all kinds of different things. So the urn is going to be one of the last things that it gets, or gets turned into. And if you let it go through this whole cycle, it'll just give you your clay back, see? So there we have an unfired crucible, which is basically that thing. We're going to worry about this later. We'll end up making one. I just want to go ahead and get an urn made now, because I think we need a few of these. These are used later on. All right, so we have a vase, or vase, however people say it. And then, there we go. We have an urn, and we want to break it at this stage. Just like that. And we can actually take it over here. Now, normally you would have to put it inside of a special kind of kiln that comes from Better With Mods that requires a flame to be underneath it. Well, not in this pack. They made it a little bit easier, which I kind of like. So we just need a little bit of coal. Place that down here. We can place the urn in the top, which actually looks really fancy. Get our fire starter. And we're ready to rock and roll. So this thing is going to take just a little bit of time, and it will get us the urn we actually need. So for this filtered hopper, which is what we're going to need, we need a piece of soul sand, just one. Let me grab that over here. And we're going to place the soul sand inside, just like this. And then what we need to do is actually go on top, and we need to first place our urn down here. And then we need to go, or we need to count 8 of this ground netherrack. There we go. Stand close and throw it in there, and there we go. There we go. And it gave us a soul urn as well. And it does make some noise, and there is a potential of gas that could spawn from that if you mess up. But as you can see, we end up getting that hellfire dust that we need. And this hellfire dust could then be thrown inside of our regular cooking cauldron to get us what we need, the concentrated. So it does take a little bit of time, but it will give us what we need. So at this point, everything has been cooked up. I have all my materials made up and ready to go. We have the concentrated hellfire. All we gotta do now is get a setup going. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get a hibachi made. So all we need is our concentrated hellfire. I did have to make this right here, the heating element, which requires blaze powder. Of course, I had to use the millstone to break that one blaze rod that we had that we got lucky enough to get down. But man, unfortunately, it's so hard to kill those guys since we have to have arrows and we just don't have a great supply of it. So we have this. I went ahead and made the billow, got it ready to go because you will need that. And there's a special thing that we have to do to get this billow to pump properly, because right now it is not automated, right? It's manual. So it definitely takes a setup to get it to work properly. I think we also need some stone. Just want to grab a little bit to make our hibachi. This is actually a big step. Making the hibachi is a really important thing. So I think I want the hibachi about right here. So what I need to do is break out a spot in the floor, place the hibachi. I also need to get myself a lever. Actually, just make that right now. And what this lets me do is turn on flame. So there we go. We have ourselves a fire. But we can't really do too much with it. It is just a normal fire source. That is a thing we could do. We need a bellow in order to make this thing function. And you can, with an empty hand, shift right click to get this facing the flame, right? So what does this do? Well, when it's pumped for the first time, and when it starts pumping, which this will not do on its own, it will make this flame blue. So how do we get this thing to actually pump? That is the question. So we are going to need a few different things. I have myself cobblestone here, and I'm just going to show you what you can do. So you can see that turning this on and off will work, right? This, if we do this manually, that's a thing. But you see, this is kind of the tick rate we need. Roughly about that speed. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's turn this off. We're going to actually use the turntable. Yep. The turntable is a really great block for this. All we need is something to put on top, such as this wood here. And I'm going to go ahead and build a little platform, place this up here, and then place a redstone torch on it. And you're going to see this rotates, which is going to be perfect for this. I'm going to go ahead and place this. This is going to transfer the redstone signal down and around to these different things. So you can see right here, this will send a redstone pulse. That will follow all the way down. But we can't just use a redstone pulse. I'm pretty sure it has to be inverted, because it needs to be given redstone and taken, or needs to, well, I don't know. It actually might not. Let's go ahead and just completely hook it up first to see. Okay, so you just seen it received a pulse, and there we go. Oh, that's basically it. And you can see what setting. It's on the fastest setting, and it's working just fine. This should sustain itself, right? I know it's an ugly setup. There's not much you can do about that right now. Later on, you could maybe have all these things, but this is still just the whole shebang running on one setup. Pretty cool. And if we turn this, we will get the nice blue flame that we need, which is the stoked flame. Now, we're not 100% clear. I still need to go ahead and break this down for just a second, because I actually need to use this turntable one more time before we fully have this automated. I need to use it one last time. And that is to actually make the crucible. So we'll go over here, grab my one piece of clay. And it's that first one that you see right now. Break it, and there's our crucible. And we can, of course, throw it over here. And we'll get that nice and stoked up, nice and cooked up for us. Throw that in there, get our fire on it. We're ready to go. Like, we're fixing to be making steel. Like, straight up steel. And that is going to get us the anvil that we need. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of grinding. I've already actually, like, literal grinding. Like, we have to grind. Literally, we have to grind things. So I've actually been working on getting coal dust ground up. That's what's in here right now. And yeah, it takes a lot to get the amount of coal dust that we're going to need. You need 3 coal dust per iron, and right now we only have 32 iron, so I will have to definitely work on getting more iron. That's for sure. That is for sure. Did one of those just fall on here? It sounded like it. Got a star just fell on us. Look at that. Well, actually, this one we had in our inventory, but I just heard one. So at this point, you want to take that crucible, flip your flame on, and you now have the ability to make everything in here that is stoked, including this this diamond. So once you get some of this, you can actually make this diamond, which can be used in a couple of different things. The steel especially can be used for a few different things. Like, you can then make a fan to push mobs away and stuff like that, or set up something. These tunneling devices, I don't know too much about that. It looks like something to do with explosives. There's a piston device. Of course, of course you need to use this. Oh man, that looks difficult. Oh man, that's, yeah. Okay, but still, we can still push forward and try to do this. Soulforged steel is the best, but as you can see, it's not just super easy to make. You have to go to the end first in order to get this, and I think this stuff starts to spawn after you kill the dragon. We also need soul flux, which, yeah, there's just a whole other step going into that. But still, we should be able to make this anvil, which unlocks a few different things that we weren't able to craft before that now we should be able to craft. So it's going to take a little bit of time because this takes just as much iron as it normally takes to make a normal anvil. So yeah, but man, this definitely does unlock a few different things. So I know the difficulty is going to be increased, and I don't know. I really need to start progressing a little bit further. So I figured, why not go to the beneath, right? I have 40 torches. I definitely have a lot of torches, right? That's totally enough for the beneath. But anyways, it'd be enough to get us into the beneath and kind of get us going. There isn't any coal apparently that spawns in the beneath, but that's okay. That's going to be all right. We can kind of get through it. Maybe we might spawn and we have mithril or something really nice right there on us, because that's what we need. We need to be getting into better materials. And right here is what I assume gets us to the beneath. We just land on this block, this arcane barrier block, and we're there. Let's put the torch in our hand. And okay. Apparently we can harvest this. Is it like obsidian? We need to be at Y level 0. We're at 2 right now. So we just have to break this one block. Oh, the barrier trembles. You sense a foul presence yearning to break free. That sounds scary. So, let's dive in. And, hopefully this works. It might take a minute, just like everything else. I don't know. We are at Y level 0, which is where we're supposed to be. This is apparently harvestable, though. I'm going to harvest some more. And I think there's stack dimensions in here, so... Okay. Do I go through there? I feel like that's a bad idea. I feel like that's the void. I 100% feel like that's the void. There's no way. Okay. Oh, it worked. It worked. Okay. We need to put a torch down. Shadows swarm and... Oh my gosh, I'm breathing around you. Oh no. Oh man, the more and more things happen here. Oh man. The more I think this pack is getting harder and harder. So hopefully we don't have the case in the beneath. Normally in the beneath, there's a problem. There's a little bit of a problem, and that is silverfish, right? And that can usually be a big problem. Hopefully we don't encounter that. It does seem like we're doing pretty good right now, going underground. If we spend too much time in the darkness, we will take damage. That's of course known. And monsters are also a lot worse in this dimension. That's another thing to look forward to, I guess. Oh, there's just so many bad things. All right, I'm going to continue to trek down here. We should be able to make our way back, just by jumping back where we were at. And hopefully that takes us to where we jumped in. But yeah. Ugh, this is going to be a long trip down, I guarantee. So I'm making a tunnel, and I can already tell, man, this is worth it. Look at this. This iron vein is huge. Huge. Totally worth the risk, I think. This keeps going. Oh my gosh, yeah, I hope all the ore veins are like this, because this one is huge. And we are getting really close. I've kind of went this way because I kind of seen that there was like a little ridge of a mountain that was potentially connected to the top of the area that I'm at, basically the rooftop here. You can see I'm kind of getting closer. 100%. I don't know why I'm even breaking these. It's just going to waste. But right here does seem like we're getting to that point. So that's why I'm continuing to go this way. I just ran into that vein. I thought that was interesting. Look how that was huge. So I managed to make it down a little ways. That spider looks awful. That is a weird cave spider. Okay. So cave spiders, apparently something we got to look out for. All right, this guy wants some love. You can take that. All right, so yeah, the shaders definitely, if I raise my render distance, we wouldn't see these giant white areas. That's just, you know, something that shaders do. Yeah, we've definitely made it here. It looks like it's all marble. Is the whole underground just marble? Oh yeah, that's right. They have a lot more health. Oh, they gave them the ability to bridge up with those blocks. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely deadly, and we want to avoid mobs at all costs. So far, I've already mined up, just in 2 veins, 56 ore. That's insane. I'm trying to look and see if I see any, like, surface ore or anything like that. And I'm not really seeing any, so tunneling might be our best way to get through here without encountering anything bad. So really just tunneling, keep tunneling down. It looks like this will lead us down pretty good, down to the bottom. So hopefully we can manage that. So I think I just uncovered some kind of dungeon. Don't know exactly what this dungeon is, but bet it'd be kind of fun to explore. Well, and also not fun at the same time. I wonder what kind of dungeon this is. I don't know what mod is adding this in. This is kind of cool, unless this is a new feature of the Beneath, which I don't know. Is that a portal? What? Okay. And yeah, there's a lot more mobs down there. So I come back, all my steel is nice and worked up, which means we can now turn it into the Soul Forged Steel Anvil. Or I guess a steel anvil, not a Soul Forged Steel Anvil. But I'm pretty sure we need this steel anvil, because this one's the one that, yeah, this is the one we need. And then later on, I think you can make a Soul Forged Steel Anvil. I could be wrong. No, it's just called the Steel Anvil. But this is going to be used for crafting a lot of stuff. Like, tons of different stuff. Like, all the mithril, like, custom, well, is it this anvil? Yeah. Why do I remember seeing all the custom stuff in here? Yeah. Well, we have this. And is that it? No. There's more uses. Yeah, there's the uses. I was about to say, there's more uses than that. There we go. So yeah, all of this. So all the different stuff we might find in the Beneath, because I went ahead and come back. I ran out of torches. I made it to about 180 in depth. So I didn't get too far, but you know, it was definitely a good trip there. So go ahead and make this thing. And there we go. So we now have ourselves a steel anvil. And where do I want to place this? That's the other question. You know what? Let it be a centerpiece. Why not? It is quite beautiful. We can throw torches on here, just make sure everything's lit up, you know. Anyways, so now that we have this, we are just about ready to get some tools made. All we got to do is find those materials. So this pack did update, and I don't know if you guys have read the log, but there was a lot of changes that were made. Mobs are supposed to be able to climb up. This guy looks awful. The difficulty increased today as we did go to a different dimension, so that is another thing to be happy about. There's a star over there. These guys are awful, by the way. Just, yeah. Those guys are awful. Whoa, I almost fell down. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also ring that beautiful notification bell. And also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in my next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.